Hello everybody, and welcome to Wildman Weber Presents episode number 4. Tonight we're going to be picking on the Welsh a bit, unless you happen to live in Wales, in which case we're actually picking on the Kiwis. I tell you folks, honest to God, this is our funniest episode ever. If I'm lying, may God strike me down in my tracks. Ha! He missed again. Hi there, it's Wildman Weber, live from Wales. I'm here with the country's national sex symbol, KY, fleecy butt. Now, if any of my Welsh buddies get offended by any of these ethnic jokes, just remember you can always substitute Kiwi for Welsh in any of them. I mean, what the hell? One sheep shager is pretty much the same as the other, right? So a Welshman's walking around his fields one day, and he comes across a guy that's all dressed up, kneeling down next to a stream. The guy's reaching into the stream with one hand and drinking up some of the water in a cupped hand. The guy yells at him in Welsh, says, "Hey, don't drink out of that stream. The sheep all crap in there." The guy ignores him, and the Welshman walks up right next to him, and again in Welsh he says, "Hey, you stupid shit, didn't you hear me? I said, the sheep shit in that creek." The guy turns and looks at him and says, "I'm sorry, old boy. I'm from London, and I don't speak Welsh, or any other stupid dialects. Do you speak the proper English?" The Welshman looks at him and replies in English, "Well, I was just going to say that if you use two hands, you can get a bigger drink." The only thing in Wales that comes close to entertainment as shagging sheep is rugby, so I decided to go out to the stadium and catch a game. I got to the stadium. The place was just packed. I looked all over the place. There was only one empty seat, and there was a guy sitting next to it wearing a black suit with a real sour look on his face. So I asked him, "Hey, buddy, is that seat taken?" He says, "Well, not really. I bought the ticket for my wife, but she passed away in an accident suddenly." He says, "Oh, so you're leaving the seat empty to respect her memory?" He says, "Well, not really. I offered it to my friends, but none of them could come." I told him, "How come?" And he says, "Well, they're all at her funeral." Bah! Okay, so the Welsh are known for long-ass names in their cities that are really hard to pronounce. Barbara, what's that long-ass city name in Wales? Okay, so there's two English tourists. They go traveling through, and they're arguing all the time about how to pronounce the city name. They stop in a restaurant in town, and after they order their food, they ask their server, "Miss, do you think you can pronounce where we're at? Just do it really slowly so we can understand." So she leans over and tells them, "Burger King." So a Welshman and an Irishman were drinking in a pub, and they started to go home when the pub closed. And while they're walking down the road, the Welshman spots a sheep with its head stuck in a fence. The Welshman says, "Oh, look at that. We can't miss a chance like that." And he goes over behind the sheep, drops his pants, and screws the shit out of the sheep. When he finishes, he says, "Okay, my Irish friend, it's your turn." So the Irishman looks at him a little funny, but he drops his pants and he bends over and sticks his head in the rails. The Welsh, they have very fast horses. That's because the horses know what they do to the slow-ass sheep. You know what you call a Welshman with a sheep under one arm and a goat under another? A bisexual. You know what you call a Welshman with 40 wives? A shepherd. You know what you call a Welshman with 40 sheep? A pimp. So a guy who's dressed like a typical Englishman goes to a pub in Wales, goes up to the bartender and orders a pint of beer. All the rest of the customers in the place are giving him dirty looks and looking away. The bartender says, "You're not from around here, are you?" The guy goes, "Well, no, I'm from London." The bartender says, "Well, that's something. So what do you do in London?" The guy says, "I'm a taxidermist." And the bartender says, "Taxidermist, eh? So what's one of them do?" He said, "Well, I mount animals." And the bartender smiles and looks up at all the other customers and says, "It's okay, boys. He's one of us." That's all for tonight, folks. I'll just say my goodbyes here. And remember, all you people in Virginia who just got out of bed with your cousins, at least you can cook sheep and eat it afterwards.